guys a little something about raising cattle. This is a very important subject to me because my dad raises cattle and my whole family was raised on a farm. And I also showed cattle from 8th grade to my senior year in high school. And a lot of people think that it's just a way of making a living, but you learn a lot of things while living and running a farm. You can also, some people do it as a hobby. They hire people to do it, and it's pretty good money. There are 3 different things that you really need to have. You need to have money, supplies, and a lot of knowledge. And my first topic is money. You need money to buy bulls, heifers, the many supplies that you need, medicines that you might need. But you also make that money back in the end. The supplies you need is you need land so that the cattle can live on, can feed on, drink on, stuff like that. You can't just shove them into a little place or they'll starve and stuff like that. You need water. A lot of fields have ponds, but if you don't have a pond, you can get a water trough out there and supply that with them. You also need fences. Many reasons that you need fences. One of them is to separate the boundaries in between your land and maybe another farmer's land and stuff. But you also need it so that the cattle cannot escape or other cattle cannot get into yours. You need tractors, like any type of tractor will work, but you need it to pull machinery like plows, rakes, and balers. You need this because on the land, you plow the ground, cut it kind of like a lawnmower, and then you rake it up and get it all in a straight line so it makes it easier for you to bale. And the reason that you bale it is so that you can get hay bales out of it to feed them in the winter. Knowledge is the main key point. You need knowledge to pick out bulls and heifers. You need to know what type of breed you like, what preference you would like towards whichever breed you need. Many people have different preferences. They think one cow is better than the other. It's just preference. You have cattle like Limousin, you have Charolais, you have Black Angus, Red Angus. There are tons of breeds. And it also kind of depends on where you are located in the United States. If you want a bigger cow, you would probably go with a Charolais or a Limousin or something like that. But sometimes Limousins don't really produce very good milk, so they're not very good mothers. But they do make great show cattle. But Black Angus is what my family does. But you can also interbreed. So right now my family has Black Angus cattle, but we throw in some Charolais bulls in there because they get bigger, but they're not too big to where we can't produce them. Size is a really big thing. Size and birthing weight. You don't want a small heifer in there with a big bull because then the birthing process wouldn't be very great and the calf would probably end up dying because the delivery process would not be successful. You also need to know how to take care of your animal. Like you need the certain supplies if the calf does get stuck and the mom is not able to come out. You also need to know how to how to use the equipment in that situation. And you also need to always have a vet on hand, or not on hand, but on call to where you can call in case a huge emergency comes where you might need to have a C-section with the cow and different stuff like that. You also need to know what kind of medicines you use. So different areas, you'll have different diseases for the cow, and so you go to your vet and figure that out with them. And you also need a lot of people to help you give out this medicine because it's a big and it's a very dangerous process getting them in the corral and worked on through and giving them all their shots and everything like that. And so the main 3 things were money, supplies, and knowledge.